I hope this is working. Yeah, I'm definitely on. Hey guys, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Because if I'm being honest, I'm not sure where you guys are stopping by from. But thanks for joining me. Hi everyone. Let's see. I can see the charts. Let's see live charts. Hey lovely. So, just gonna wait for a few more people to come through and then we can get started. Hello, how's everyone's day going? How's everyone's day today? What have you guys been up to? Let me know in the comment section. I have my laptop on my desk here, but I think I'm going to actually move it. You know what, I'll just sit down while we wait. I'm so glad we have no technical difficulties today, guys. At this point, I'm gonna be a pro. At this point, I'm going to be a pro. Still waiting to hear about your day. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So, this is what we're finishing today. At first, I was going to work on this offline, but then again, a valid point was raised that, you guys have been here through the beginning and the creation of it, so we might as well finish it together. So a few changes that I'm going to be making. I have been sewing this by hand since the beginning of this. It is a tutorial, so since the beginning of this tutorial, but for today, I'm actually going to take it to the sewing machine and actually stitch it properly. Because let's be for real, my hand stitching is just not given. It's not given at all. So yeah, I'm going to have to take it to the sewing machine and finish it from there. Also, another thing that I will be doing is finishing the sleeves. Like you can see, everything is kind of just pinned in place at the moment. So I'm gonna finish the sleeve. I'm going to add some kind of trimmings to the neck area, to the lapel. Good evening, Julie. How are you? So yeah, I'm going to finish the sleeve. I'm going to add some stitches to the side just so it looks a bit put together. And I'm also going to be sewing the pocket. Why does it feel like I'm suddenly screaming? Am I just suddenly screaming? Or is it just me? Is it just me? Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. Let's get back to normal talking voice. But yeah, I'm going to finish that and I'm also going to finish the pockets. So the few things we can decide is how big we want the pocket to be, and we can also decide I guess really it's how big we want the pocket to be and to see how this looks as a finished product, and also in terms of what stitch we want around the neck area. What I did do today, because I don't know if you guys can see that nothing is shaking. When I was watching back the video, I realized because I left my phone on the mini tripod on the table, I kept shaking the phone every time I went to do work on this table. So today, I actually have my phone on the tripod standing on its own, because that whole shakiness was not needed. So today, once we're working on the table, because the table is quite shaky itself, so once we're working on the table, it wouldn't be too much of a hassle. What I did before I came on here was test out some stitches. So I tested out some stitches and just worked on my sewing machine just to make sure when I start stitching, everything doesn't start going everywhere. Like you can see, this is holding on really, really tightly. So I'm very much looking forward to finishing this. I have so many pins floating and hiding around here. I have to be super careful. Luckily, okay, for those of you who did not get to see my hand stitching skills, let me just move this real close so you guys can see it. So I'm going to quickly dump this on the table and we can all reassess where we are. Give me a second, guys. I need to move my laptop out of the way so I can still answer you guys while we do all this fun and exciting stuff. I just make sure she's on charge so we don't have any funny surprises later. So laptop is charging, phone is ready to go, and this is what we are working with today. Ooh, don't fall. I hope you guys can see the table okay. There we go. There. We don't need any of this anymore. So yeah, you can still see me okay. This is what we're working with. This is how I've had it together so far, and I'm sure we all agree that this is not, it's not how it should be. It's not giving at all. So I'm gonna take this and first of all just run the stitches. I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm actually going to restitch it properly using the sewing machine because I really need it to be nice and secure. If you have really good skills at hand sewing, I'm very, very proud of you, but I don't, and I did say that in the first video, so I'm not surprised that I have to redo this. Another thing I've been thinking about, because I've had a minute to just have this coat or cardigan, should I say, lying around, so I've had a minute to really think about what I've done with it and what I can improve and all of that stuff. So much. It's already so cozy. I'm actually so here for it. So another thing I was considering is the fact that I kind of created the, what is the English? I kind of created the arms in a nice arm-like shape. I wish I've just left this and not cut it at all. So I need to actually go back and readjust this so that it works in line with whatever fabric I have here for the sleeves. Because right now it's not, I have too much space because I didn't measure the sleeves itself before I actually started sewing. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, guys, but I hope you can see. Yeah, we need to correct this, and we need to correct this, and we need to correct our stitches, and we also need to add some gorgeous pockets to complete this cardigan. So I'm gonna first of all remove this, and I'm also going to remove both the sleeves. I'm just taking it apart for now. Shoot. How is everyone doing? Are we all looking forward to the end result? And also, how is your day? If you went to work, if you worked from home, how is your day at work? What did you have for dinner? Talk to me. Okay, so this is the first sleeve. And this is the second sleeve. Guys, in what order should we do this? I feel like I should probably take this to the sewing machine and just stitch it completely. On the other hand, I feel like I should probably sew up the sleeves first before going to the sewing machine. So not exactly sure. Because there are two ways I can attach the sleeve. I can either sew it up here and then come back and attach it, or I can take it to the sewing machine and sew it that way. So I'm not exactly sure in what order to do this. The beauty of working with the scarf is the fact that there is no front or back, and I'm honestly really enjoying playing around with that. But I still want to make sure that the freshest looking part is used as the front. So I think in this case, I would sew it this way. And then when we flip it, that would be the front. Just holding it together. So I think I'm gonna sew this one up first and then we can take it from there. Let's see what we're talking about. I feel I'm on top of things for a change. Oh, that's amazing. That is good because like admin is so difficult. I feel like it's one of those things that people underlook, but it's actually very difficult. My day's been okay. Glad to be out of work. Been a busy, relaxing. Ooh, Thai chicken wings and rice. That sounds lovely. That sounds very lush, actually. I'm glad you guys have had a good day. Or at least if you haven't had a good day, you're coming home and trying to make the most of it. I'm not gonna lie, when I got home, I took a nap. I needed that nap so much. I was at work daydreaming of having a nap. So once I got home, that was the first thing I did. I don't want you to not see what's happening with the sewing. So I'm actually going to try and move the camera a bit closer. There we go. Ignore my messy space, but hopefully you guys can still see okay because we're gonna be doing a lot of sewing today. I want to make sure you guys are actually in on the action. In terms of the stitch that I'm using for this, I'm not actually like going for anything fancy. I just want something that would hold it together. I'm going to put my mic a bit further away because the sewing can be quite loud and I feel it's unfair for you guys here to just be going off. Ooh. But yeah, let's get started. Oh, I love a sewing machine, I'm not gonna lie. This is a little bit of me because it makes everything so much quicker. So let us see. I'm not going to be leaving too much in terms of seam allowance because I don't actually need a lot of seam allowance for this. So I'm just going to follow the lines with my machine and create a quick straight line. I broke my thread. Oh, guys, I just had a mental breakdown for a minute. I actually thought I just broke a needle, but for salad, we're all good. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fabric is getting caught. Can you see? Slowly getting caught on this. Okay, that is one down and a few more to go. So this is why this little piece of fabric is why I almost broke a needle. You know what? It's all my fault. I should have actually cut it off. But we're done with one part of the sleeve. And this is secure. This is not going anywhere. Like, it's actually really, really properly secured, which I'm very happy with. It looks so much better than my hand stitching disaster that I was doing. And just like that, we have one of our sleeves. And yes, she is. So yeah, let's do the second one. Okay, so that's the both of them done. Let's just move this back up here. Ooh, ooh. There we go. I feel like my camera is moved slightly, but this is the beauty because I keep moving it around. Okay, I'm back. Guys, just like that, the sleeves are done. Unlike the last time where I was actually trying to do this by hand, can you see how much quicker it took with the sewing machine? Like, I keep looking at my laptop because my laptop is here, but I keep forgetting my camera is here, but I can see everything happening on here. Hence the reason I keep getting distracted. But can you see how much quicker it is now that I finally switched to stitching this with my sewing machine? So we have the first sleeve and we have the second sleeve here. Both are done. I love how this project is actually played out. I kind of feel like I'm learning as I go, which is super exciting because I actually want to use the same technique to do a few more jumpers and cardigans. So I'm really, really happy this worked. Before I go ahead and actually attach the sleeve, I think I'm going to sew the stitch. Guys, I'm really struggling to speak today. I'm gonna first of all stitch up this top part and stitch up this top part. so that it's all nice and pretty. But I want to have like a zigzag stitch running just across this part of the fabric, and also a zigzag stitch running just across this part of the fabric. I don't remember what the measurement was. I think it was 4 inches, but I'm just going to do the measurement again so I'm safe. Let's switch today. Yeah, so it was there about 4.5 inch on both sides that I've stitched. I'm gonna undo whatever it was that I thought I was doing, and I'm going to zigzag this top halves first, then come back, sew it up together, then come back, attach the sleeve, and then lastly stitch the sides before we add the pockets. Or maybe we should add the pockets before we actually stitch everything back up. Let me know what you think. Should we add the pocket then stitch everything completely for the final time? Oh, I am not even mad to see the stitches go, because let's be for real, what are they? What are these? They were actually horrid. But you know what? It's the intention that counts, and there's no way I'm trying to justify or even claim that I will get better with time, because I've been sewing for a minute and I've never gotten better. Never. Oh, I'm saying that. I'm too tired for this. I'm trying to answer everyone in the comments as well, but I'm being cautious because last time I felt like I did too much chatting and not enough working. Oh, also, can you let me know in the comment section what I should do next? I am tied between, I kind of want to make a dress using the same technique, but I also have had a few requests for ponchos. If you guys would be interested in seeing a poncho, let me know. Probably that would actually be a video. I'm not sure if I would live stream that, but let me know what you'd like me to show next on my live stream, because I do want to jump on live a few more often, if that makes sense. Okay, this is one half out the way. I'm ready to go. Yeah, definitely. The adding the pockets later or after is a good idea. And honestly, babe, neither am I. We're not expert here. We're literally just winging it and going with the flow. Is the reason you're not doing the fancy stitches because you won't be able to see the stitch? Yeah, quite frankly, the reason I'm not doing a fancy stitch is because you actually can't really see the stitch at all. I mean, you can if it's like really, really massive, but with my sewing machine, it's not like I can't get those kind of like fancy stitches for it to make sense. And because I'm working with like really thick wool, it just wouldn't show, if that makes sense. Ooh, we have a vote for a poncho. You know, a poncho is huge this season, both for men and women, but I feel like the men's poncho looks so much better than the women's poncho. Like, it's actually, their poncho looks so nice. The women's poncho just looks like, I don't know, poncho. Whereas the men one, I felt like, you know, there was a bit more in terms of design and playfulness to it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like, I'm not a poncho kind of girl, is the best way to say it. But I do see why people like a poncho. I kind of feel like I'm way too small for it. I keep wanting to sit down and I keep getting back up. But yeah, I feel like I'm way too small to really rock a poncho. I feel like you need to be a bit, you know, taller than I am to make it work. I mean, whatever you want to say about my stitching, one thing it sure was is secure. And we love that. because this is wool on wool, I'm actually having to be so careful not to just cut off the fabric. I hate ruining a fabric. This is why I unpick every fabric when I'm working on a tutorial. I know it's annoying because a lot of people just cut it off and it's just so much more aesthetically pleasing when you do that. But I feel like I just want to save every inch of the fabric. But that's done now. I'm gonna change my setting to a zigzag stitch. But let's just see. Are you cutting and resewing the sides? If so, I would slip in a cheeky hand. Oh, Julie, you're actually onto something, you know. So you really want us to put in an inside pocket as opposed to an outside pocket. But that makes sense because then we can actually add a really good, ooh, okay. All right, let's actually ask the audience. Guys, do you think we should actually go for an inside pocket rather than an outside pocket? Because if I'm restitching, which is a good point that Julia has made, I might as well add, the pocket. It makes sense. So guys, let me know in the comment section why we zigzag stitch away. The amount of times I'm gonna move and remove my camera, bear with me, guys. I do want you to see what's happening. There we go, and she's back. I probably now have to go round. No, it's okay. I'll squeeze. Let's see. A good thing to do if you are stitching is to always test out using a scrap fabric before you actually start sewing on the real fabric. So I'm going to use this scrap fabric I have lying around and sew with this. Ooh. Let's take off the headphones. Why do I keep calling my speaker a headphones? Let me know if anyone else does this or it's just me. Ooh, that is good. That is good. I like it. Ooh. Do I like it or should I try a different? Guys, let's try a different one and then we can decide which stitch we prefer. Both are actually quite nice. Alright. These are two options. I hope you guys can see it. I doubt you guys can see as well as I want you to. Alright, let's turn on the lights. How about that now? So these are two options. This is option A and this is option B. Keep in mind, these stitches you're actually going to see because of the lapel. So let me know which one you guys would go for. This is A and this is B. Which one should we go for? Ooh, okay, we're putting the pocket inside. We're happy to hear that. That's no problem at all, guys. We'll definitely put the pocket inside. But what should we do for the stitch? I think I'm going to go with B, B looks a bit nicer. Looks much more pretty. I forgot to point out that I'm actually using a contrasting thread. I'm using a bit of pink and a bit of blue just because it works with the pastel colors. So I thought I'd go with that. Ooh, some people are saying A and some people are saying B. Is it A? Is it B? Which are we going with? Ooh, actually, so this is A right here, and this is B. And this is A on the back, and this is B. I kind of feel like now I'm a bit torn between A and B. What do you guys think? Oh, I just showed them again now. Hopefully you see it. I was reading your mind, Julia. I just showed it again. Is it gonna be A or is it gonna be B? Okay, so it's 2A to 1B. I would go with A. I would go with, hi, Miss Mary. How are you, my love? Hope you're okay. Thank you. Yeah, both of them seem quite neat, which is important. So as long as they're both neat, I'm happy. All right, let's not waste time because I am determined to make sure we finish today without keeping you guys here all night. So we're going to go with A. A is the clear winner in the space. All right. Let the stitches begin. I love, oh my god, guys, I love to zigzag stitch. I feel like life is so much better with a zigzag stitch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from here and then work my way all the way here and then just finish up here. That way I don't have to stop and start. Hopefully I have enough thread in my bobbin because a zigzag stitch take a lot of thread, but fingers crossed. Wait, what did I say I'm doing? Actually, it needs to start from here. Let the confusion begin. So I'm gonna keep it as close to the edge as possible, but it might take a bit of testing to see. Let's see. One. Well, good thing I'm already doing the zigzag stitch, guys. Can you see? I don't know if you guys can see, it's starting to fray slightly. So this stitch is to actually help the wool from not fraying all the way. Almost there. pretty good. I'm gonna change my stitch back. So this is what it's looking like from the other side. Can you guys see? So it's looking like this from the other side, and it's looking like this from this side. In terms of properly trimming everything, I'm gonna come back to trim it all later, but let's move on. Next step is to get my 4 inches here and just stitch this together. So 4 is about, I think it was 4.5 actually, so it was there about here. So this is 4. And this is a bit more. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick to 4.5, guys. Better safe than sorry. So 1. There we go. Yeah. So there have that. Oh. Again, I'm going to actually stitch quite close to the seam because I don't want to not take that back. I'm going to stitch quite close to where the zigzag stitch is because I don't want it to flip around and you can still see some of this on the other side. Although I don't think you will see it that much, but just in case. That's done. There we go. Oh, perfect. That's good enough. And then let's see. Line. I'm going to use this for my measurement just to keep it as accurate as I can. So from there, and I've stopped at about here, which is just about there. And she's about, yeah, here. So this is where we're stopping. In this case, actually, this is where we're starting. Because it's so weighty at the bottom, the fabric keeps trying to just run away from me. Let's see. am doing okay, thank you. I have to retread my sewing machine. I hate retreading sewing machine. I'll do everything in my power to keep it going for as long as possible. I mean, I'm not bad at it. You see, after being so dramatic, I just get it done so easily. That doesn't always happen, guys, I promise you. Okay, now let's remeasure. Since our sewing machine decided to just give up on us. Start for me. Guys, please use a measuring tape when you're doing yours if you plan on doing this. For some reason, I just never use a measuring tape as much as I should. So do not copy this bad behavior, in my opinion. You'd get things done much faster if you use a measuring tape, and yours will obviously be a lot more accurate. Alright, let's try this again. No, my stitches is going all over. That's not good. Wow, this is a disaster. Made it. Let me show you what it's looking like on the table. There we go, we are back on our table. You don't always need to measure it. I agree with you. I know like some people are very forced. Place the pin where you want to sew. Yeah, definitely. I try to use the pin more than I use a measuring tape, but I've had people tell me off for not measuring and cutting and all that stuff. But I just genuinely feel like it depends on what you're working on. I don't think every project needs to be so accurate, but that's just me, or that's just me being lazy. So this is what we have going on. If we flip it the other way round, you can see that this is all stitched. And on the neck area here, I hope you guys can see, on the neck area here, the zigzag stitch is sort of there, but it's not there, like, because this fabric is actually like quite thick, so it kind of doesn't show. But then on the lapel, we also have like the zigzag going on as well, which is, you know, which we are very, very happy with. But before I add the sleeves, we kind of now need to decide about the pockets. If we're saying the pockets are not going on the side seams, right here, luckily I did such a terrible job with sewing them in the first place, we can actually just undo that. But before we do that, we have to measure out the pockets. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not great at making pockets because I actually don't do them that often. This is the fabric we have. It doesn't really matter which goes where because you can't really see it, but we would use the right fabric for the right side. So this is the one half, and this is the second half. So this piece is much smaller than the first one. I feel like making a nice fabric, not fabric, pocket to go inside. Or should you just leave it square? Nah, let's not leave it square. Let's make a nice... This is what we have. Neither of them are even anyway. Okay, let me take this off so we can actually just focus on the pockets for now. Let's put it on the mannequin. I wanted to show you guys what it's looking like on the mannequin, but you can't really see it, so it's okay. We'll look at it later. But yeah, pockets, pockets, pockets. Okay, I'm not going to overthink this, because if I do start overthinking it, we're going to be here for a minute. I'm just going to measure out from the side. I don't want the fraying ends, so I'm going to get rid of that by aligning it here. I'm going to use this for my measurements, or my measurement that's not quite a measurement, but this will do. First step, hold it together with a pin to avoid this slippering as much as possible. Second step, trim it. Okay, there we go. Just trim this side as well. This is not very straight actually, so I can use this opportunity to straighten it out. I say that now, but this side is not that straight, but still better than the others. Let's see if I can get... Probably why I never use any of my rulers. Look how much struggle I'm going through just to pick one up. This is a curved ruler, so it's not really giving straight, but it will have to do for now. I'm gonna go by eye. It's okay if it's not exactly straight. Okay, it's quite pointy. I'm leaving it like this. Place your hand down and draw around it and allow the allowance to shaped. Okay, there we go. We have each pieces now. I think I want it that way. It's a little bit of a square shaped C-shaped situation going on. This part is even, this part is not, so I'm going to use the part that is not even to work on the curve that I want for this. Ow! I was doing so well. You know what I do have that I've not been using all this time is a chalk. Not sure if it's going to show on this fabric though, but it might be worth checking. So let's see. Well, that was pointless, if you ask me. A girl can try. A girl can absolutely try. Oh no. I've ruined it. All right, that's a little bit better, but I'm not exactly sure what shape this pocket is given, but this will have to do. And I'm just gonna stitch it around here. I don't want to overwork it and then make it even worse. So yeah, pocket number 1 done. What do you think about our awfully cut pockets, guys? It's better than nothing, right? Okay, now that we have this, let's try to not create such a blunder with this one. Somehow it feels like this fabric is still bigger than the one underneath it, interestingly enough. There we go. And here we go. And that is 2 very uneven, widely cut pockets ready to be taken to the sewing machine. With that being said, I do feel like I probably want to use a zigzag stitch. Yeah, it would definitely be hidden. I think I have an idea how I want it placed inside. But yeah, I think this would have to be big enough for the pockets, if I'm being honest. But I am going to check it out just to make sure that the idea I have in my head is actually going to work before I start sewing everything together. Because one thing I am trying to avoid doing today is having to stitch up things and then having to undo the stitches because I've not done my due diligence, which I am very notorious for, or I can be notorious for. All right, let's undo. We can start practicing with one side, or we can test that with one side and take it from there. Where's my unpicker? I had one floating around earlier today. Yep. Kind of sewn this one's a bit too tightly, so I actually can't use my scissors to remove the stitches, otherwise I might just end up cutting into the actual fabric. So here we go. Guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, because I know it can be a bit awkward when I'm trying to focus and just not say anything. I'm trying to fight the urge to keep like filling in the silence, so bear with if I'm not saying anything as well. Oh, you know what? Could have done this all this time. I'm just here wasting up my life. There. You know, I have to be careful. I'm gonna leave it halfway because one thing I don't want is to separate all the pieces entirely, because that way I feel like it would be a hassle trying to put it all back together again. So let's just leave it halfway for now, and when I'm completing the stitch I can get rid of the rest. Oh, oh my gosh, what have I done here? Probably a bit too safe. Well, that was harder than it needed to be. Yes, yes, yes. Unravel, unravel, unravel. So I don't have to work any harder. Okay. We need to decide where we want the pocket to be in terms of the measurement. So I'm going to actually move this back to the mannequin. What have you been up to recently? Do you have anything exciting planned? Yes, I do have a really exciting weekend coming up actually. Thanks for asking. I'm going to see one of my favorite artists ever, Little Sins. I cannot wait, guys. When I tell you I cannot wait, I honestly cannot wait. I do not like going to concerts. Like, I never go to concerts, but for her, I'll do it in a heartbeat. So going to see her on Thursday, and then going to see a basketball game as well. We have a fun pack weekend planned. Okay, I hope you guys can see. I'm trying to decide if I'm standing, I'd have my pocket this way, quite low, wouldn't I? Wouldn't you say? Just move the table slightly so we can actually see. Yeah, so this is where my pocket is right now for my denim. Is that too high? I'll say they're about here, but I need to measure it out to see what's going on. In order to do that, make sure the shoulders are actually aligned. Where's my measuring tape? Hip level, right? Wait, so a bit lower. Would you say here? I'll see. That's my hip. Quite frankly, I have no hips, so good luck trying to figure it out. But yeah, I'll say they're about on here. Would I go any lower? No, I think I'll be all right. Let's see. From slim. Just giving about 19. Yeah, let's do 19. So from wherever the stitch is down to wherever here is, I would say 19 inches. Oh, why did I put this down, guys? So go back. Yeah. Okay, let's do it a solid 20 so we can at least know exactly where we're sitting. This is kind of like a 20, so Let's put it there. You can. Oh, perfect. Know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to try it on and see what it's saying before I continue with the stitches, because that way I know for a fact that it looks right. I mean, I'm here, I might as well, right? Oh. Guys, wish me luck, because the way I'm about to, I feel like this is too low. All right, let's try it on. Let's see. Ah, guys, it's going together. Oh my God, it looks so pretty on. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. And this is where I've, oh, you know what? Ouch, ouch, ouch. And this is where the pocket is. Can you guys see the pocket? Oh my God, that's painful. But this is where the pocket is. I think it's actually okay. What do we think? What are we saying? I think that measurement is okay actually. It doesn't need to be any higher. And it doesn't need to be any lower. Can you see it? Because this is like a natural way you'd put your hands in a pocket. Ouch. Oh, I'm taking my hands out because that thing is a killer. Thank you. Yeah, it actually works, doesn't it? I'm actually very proud. Oh, got that first time. Can't take all the credits. Thank you guys for the suggestion. So now we can pin the second half in place. Although I feel like it should be a bit more slanted, but listen, we're not here to be perfect. We're just here to make sure it works, and it works, and we're happy. We like the fact that it works. So now that this works, I'm just like, do I sew it from the outside or do I sew it from the inside? How do I actually make sure it stays in place properly? That is another one we have to think about. All right, let's get the measurement right first. We will cross that bridge when we get there. Let's get rid of the threads. It looks so nice. So far, so good. Then pin the pocket side and sew the stitches so it doesn't flap. Yeah, I'm gonna stitch that probably with hands later. I don't actually. Wait, let's see. From about here to about here. Where's the 20? Yeah, they're about. So this is where our 20 mark is. Just pin this up. Oh, today I'm so tired. I just keep sitting down because, whew, yeah, I need to sit down. And then we'll just slide this in. Just making sure. Just align with the middle. There we go. Oh, I am so silly. I should have actually sewn the edges first. I should have sewn all of this before measuring it out. Okay, I think we need to take this off, sew it, then come back and add it on, because if not, I have to come back to sew it again when it is already even bulkier. So yeah, let's take it off. I'm gonna sew the pockets first and then take it from there, because right now I'm getting way ahead of myself. Oh, we're just going with the flow, guys. We are just going with the flow. I'm not gonna bother moving the camera this time around, because I'm only gonna be stitching for a very, very short period. But I will take this off. There we go. Get our seams. There we go. We have a pocket. No worries, Julia. Have a lovely evening. Thanks for stopping by. no, my bobbin finished halfway. Guys, I didn't even realize my bobbin had finished. So it's just busy going through the motion. Just a quick change. I have this gorgeous color which actually works with this gorgeous green. What do you call this green? Is this teal? Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, I'm gonna use this as my next bobbin. There we go. Here we go. Perfect. We have bow pockets sewn. Okay, so I'm just gonna move us back to the table. Oh, I forgot I moved my table all the way to the edge of the wood. We know we want 20-inch. And we know we want to sew the pocket inside. We have the pocket sewn. And now we just have to figure it out. And there we go. You can see why I don't want to get rid of all the stitches all at once, because this thing is so slippery, I tell you guys. I can make my table bigger, but that's just extra for extra's sake. Put it together on the arms. If you weren't here earlier, I have to correct the arms as well, but that's not a problem. When we get to that bridge, we will cross it, especially because the arms are like the last part of this. You know what I do need to get? I need to get a weight for my sewing so it don't keep going everywhere. Kind of feel like it needs to be flipped. So it sits like so, right? I think that's the right way for it to sit. It was 20 from here to here. So from about there to about here. That means the pocket starts from roughly here. Let's measure this properly though. There we go. So the pocket is gonna sit here. So I obviously know we don't want this stitched together so it stays in place. I'll just pin that down first. So we go on half in here. Ooh. Need to put this phone on charge. There. Make sure everything is all nicely charged. Should only sit in about here. I think I want to have the same on the other side, so something like this. You can obviously tell I really do not deal with pockets, because so right here, just flip you that way. I feel like it really shouldn't be this hard. There we go, we have our pocket opening. But I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. So what I'm gonna do is flip it around again. And then we can fold it from here. We're actually doing the right thing, guys, I think. I think we might be okay. I really need to stitch this before it starts flying everywhere. I'm just spinning one half so I can see what it looks like. Make sure that it looks right before I go ahead and start sewing this bad boys in. Oh, the amount of needles that I'm playing around with. Okay, guys, I think we might have done it. This makes sense, but this, not so much. It's looking right from this side, but it doesn't look quite right from the other side. I need to figure out what I've done wrong. Actually, no, take that back. They both look okay. Okay, let's stop overthinking this. So up to here, so there, so there. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to stitch down the pockets first, then come back and completely sew the seams together. Because if not, they'll just like, I'd forget. So I'm gonna stitch down the pocket first. I'm not gonna bother ironing any of this because that's just going to be too long, too technical, too dramatic. And we're not here for long technical or dramatic, so yeah. Let's stitch this down and then we can get the party rolling. Hope you guys can still see. I'm just stitching away, so bear with me. Yep, this is the outside. I'm so worried. I don't want to get this wrong. Okay, we got this. We have got this, haven't we, guys? Give it a little zigzag situation so that if the stitch does show, which it looks like it will do, would be good to have it all exposed in that. Actually, I changed my mind. Okay, there's one side stitched. It's the second side. Guys, that was so nerve-wracking. Honestly, I'm so scared of those pockets. I was so quiet because I had to like muster up all the courage and just go for it. So hopefully we done it right, because wow. Just wow. Now I'm reminded why I avoid doing pockets. There we go. So let's just flip it and make sure, like I'm stopping every step of the way to make sure, because I just don't want to finish and then have any funny issues I have to deal with. So yeah, step, step, and step. Is it me? Guys, am I being paranoid, or just does the side just look so much cleaner? Can you guys see it? I feel like this side looks so much cleaner than this side does. I feel maybe it's just the fabric. Oh my god, we can be here forever just trying to get this pocket right. So I'm going to close my eyes and carry on. That's honestly the only advice I have for myself right now, is to just close my eyes and carry on. In which case, I think I'm gonna sew this part from here. Stretching it out on purpose because this fabric likes to gather. I'm just gonna hold it together. This is a clear trust the process situation going on here, because yeah. Now when we flip it, I have to sew this way and this way. I'm just using this pin to actually give me a proper visual of what it's going to look like before I get carried away, because when I tell you I have zero intention to restitch anything, I mean it. Now let's flip it again and see if we're on the right track, or we need to start this all over. Oh no, we're okay. Ah, phew. You know what? I think I was just being way too hard on myself. That looks okay-ish, but then there's still a bunch of pins and needles all floating around, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, I think we're okay. I mean, worst case, I can always come back and sew this again, but hopefully we don't have to. All right, pin and this half pin here, and back to the sewing machine we go. I'm actually start from this end here because it's still pinned in place. All right, let's do this. Front or the back? Oh, that is the front. Just sew here first. I'm getting confused, guys. Fabrics are all modded up together. They begin to look the same. I'm sure there is like a much easier way to do this, and I have just gone and taken the longest route. Let me just show you guys what I'm working on now. I'm just taking the rest of the seams off because I'm going to go ahead and actually close this half of it just to make sure we are doing this all right. There we go. Once I'm happy with the side, then I'll go ahead and finish up the other side, and then we only have the sleeves left to go. No, where's that pin I took off? Let's put it back on. I knew there was a reason I had it there in the first place. Here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, you see, this is the sleeves. This is the pocket. I'm going to stitch from this half all the way down to close up this part, and then I'm going to obviously do the same on the side. But before I do, I'm going to add the sleeves because I want to actually clean out this part. So I will do this half first, and we can take it from there. I feel like somehow we might actually be seeing the end of this. Kind of don't want to take in too much of where the arms of the pockets will be. Where am I? There, you guys can't see, right here. I kind of don't want to take in too much of where the arms of the pocket would be, but I still want to pin it in place before I sew, because I'm paranoid that I'm just going to make a blunder otherwise, which if we can avoid it now, don't see why we shouldn't. Again, this is just to give me a good visual. And then when it's flipped, sort of looks like this. Kind of feel like I can do something to hide the inside of the pocket later. I don't know if you guys can see. If I fold it, then I can actually like do a much nicer stitch on it later. But that's something I can work on later. Let's leave it here for now and focus on actually getting somewhere. All right. One more pin and we can take it from right up there so we can hide any of our sins can be hidden. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You know what? I have no idea what the time is right now. One hand, I feel like I've been here for a minute. On the other, I feel like I haven't. Can someone let me know? Ooh. Give myself a decent seam allowance on this because the side fraying a bit. Alright, cool. Oh no. was a long one. So I've sewn this side, sort of this half of it, but I kind of wish maybe I started from here because I don't feel like I needed to sew all the way to the bottom, if that makes sense. Guys, let me know what you think, because I might undo the stitch up to there and just let it be a bit more free, because if not, it's kind of like quite gathered, but I don't feel like it needs to be sewn all the way to the edge, all the way to the end. Oh, English fails me all the time. Okay, just my scissors. So there we go, that's one. Let's clip you back on. Just flipping it over so we can see what we're working on. I've already decided that I'm actually going to fold this inside. That way the seams for the pockets look much cleaner and much nicer. So that's not a problem. I figured out how to completely sort out the pocket, so I'm happy with that. Now we just have to do the same on the side, but I'm actually going to not sew all the way to the end. I'm going to sew to maybe there about here. I'll stop on this line here, maybe at the beginning of the line or at the bottom of the line. The beginning of the line actually, because I want to see what it would look like if it's not sewn all the way completely. So let's see. I don't know who I was fooling, because I was like, oh, all we needed to do is just like the finishing touches. But even the finishing touches still take a pretty good time. But we are actually getting there, so can't complain. Can see some progress. All right, here we go. Now we're just gonna do the same on here as we did on the other side. I'm gonna hold it together with a pin. And just here. I'm using this line as a guide, actually the beginning of this line as a guide, because that's where I'm going to stitch up to. So back to the sewing machine we go. I hope you guys can still hear me. Oh no, I actually haven't stitched this other side first. Okay, we are jumping the gun. Out. Ooh, I have so many places to wear the cardigan. I'll wear it to work, I'll wear it for play, I'll wear it everywhere. Everywhere, guys. I plan to wear it. Okay. Whew. We're getting there. We are getting there, guys. We are getting there. So far so good. I decided to not sew the cardigan all the way to the ends of the seams. I did sew the cardigan on one side all the way to the bottom, but I do not think I'm gonna be very happy with it. And maybe I've made this one a bit too long now, but you know what? Balance, hey? Balance, balance, balance. But what we do have is a functioning pocket. So that's a start. The pocket still needs some work done on it, but we're going to move on. We are going to move on from it for now. Just have to make sure it's okay. And then any other work can be done at a much later date. That's a brilliant question, actually. I'm not even sure where I'm wearing this to first. Like, can't wait to wear it. Guys, make some suggestions below. Where should I wear this cardigan to? Where should be the first, place that we show our off to? Honestly, now that it's come together, it's so difficult to know what's happening. Hence the reason I'm so paranoid not to make any mistakes, because I feel like it's so easy to make mistakes right now, which is crazy. We do not have that. We don't want that. That's not what we're going for. Okay, pockets are in. Pockets are in. Pockets are in. This is what they look like on the inside. The pockets, very cute. And this is what they look like on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up here. And I'm going to just run like a loose stitch on here. Maybe if the gods of hand stitching are on my side, I might just be able to like hand stitch them down. If they're not on my side, it is what it is. But pretty impressed with it. My first time sewing a hidden pocket, and I think I did an amazing job. And actually, somehow by some miracle, it seemed like the fabric is aligning even from the inside, so that's great. Okay, what do we think, guys? How do we feel about the pockets? And what am I doing? Why can't I show you guys properly? There we go. How do we feel about the pockets? It's because I'm showing you half an empty table. There we go. I think the pockets are a success. And I think it makes more sense to sew it only halfway to the end to allow this part to just run freely. Because here, I did sew it all the way completely, but I feel like it's going to be quite restricting on the movement on the legs. So I'm going to actually undo it later and sew it only all the way up to here, just like I did on the side. So that's a bit easier when you're working with it. Now for the main event. The reason I left this part undone is because I need to trim off this edge, the edge of the sleeves. So yeah, we're going to be adding the sleeves, and that should be some really good, exciting progress. There we go. Sleeves number 1 is this beauty here. So this is the halfway point. I want to align that to here. Essentially, just how sleeves are going to be going. Sewing is never quick, no matter how much you try to make it quick. Can't even believe I thought I was going to be able to get this done so much quicker. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on to test after I put the sleeves on. Otherwise, we're gonna be doing a lot of testing and not enough completion of this work. I'm just trying to get this aligned. My only worry is that the sleeves might be too slim for the look we're going for. All right, that is one sleeve on, and then this is the second one. I'm so scared to try on the sleeves, to try on this cardigan before I sew the sleeves, but I'd rather do that and get pricked by all the needles than finish it all. And yeah, we find out that we have made an error. So everyone wish me luck, because these windows are not gonna be, the pins are not gonna be kind to my skin. But it has to be done. So the reason why I've made the armhole so much bigger than it obviously is going to be is because I was hoping for the sleeves to be this much bigger, but it's not going to be the case because the fabric I have would not allow me to make it any bigger than this. I'm going to test it first before I sew it, because if for any reason the sleeves really doesn't work, then we're going to maybe not have a sleeve on this or rethink the options. But I just wanted to still give it a go and see how it's looking. I'm ready to test it out. Let's put it back on. Oh. Okay, we can see it. Let's put it back on and see. I'm so scared of these needles. Please be kind, please be kind, please be kind. Oh my God, guys. This is gonna hurt so much. Oh, that is actual torture. Oh, you know what? I don't think the sleeves are that bad. I can't wear it anymore, guys. The needles are actually not being kind to me. But what do you think? Can you sort of gauge the sleeves from here? I think the sleeves look okay. I'm going to go ahead and sew it this way because please, the way I'm actually getting beaten by the needles is not even cute. I'm not gonna even attempt the second one. One is enough. But yeah, it looks alright. Doesn't look as bad as I thought it would be. Okay. Whew. Yeah, that was painful. That was absolutely painful. But before we go, I'm gonna just trim. I can always come back to trim this part so it evens out a bit more. Nah, I'll trim it before I go. So once I go back to sew, I'm actually sewing all of them in one go. So now that we have the sleeves, we're happy with it. Let's just trim the extra arm allowance we've given it. What is not my bobbin? Oh, I've just been wasting threads. Guys, look. I can't even locate the poor bobbin. Oh, there you are. Because I was like looking for it for the longest, like I can hear it, but I couldn't find it. Wow, that's gonna take too long. So I am sorry for being wasteful. We're just gonna have to let it go. Our sleeves are on. Not yet sewn, but on. So we can just trim this slightly. I don't think it makes that much of a difference if it's not trimmed, but I will trim it because we've come this far. We're gonna do what we can to make it look its best. I've come too far not to take risk anymore now. I'm just gonna risk it, guys. I feel like I've been so cautious with it till this point, so you know, you only live once. Come on, let's risk it a little bit. So all I'm gonna do is just gonna straighten this out a tad bit so it's not overly curved, and then just ease it back into the rest of the fabric. Guys, this is not a conventional way at all, so do better than I am and do not do this. Do 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 do. You know what's funny? I was watching someone's live on TikTok and they were singing that song, and now here I am also singing the song. Yep, just a slight less curvy than it was before, and we can take these babies to sew because I'm gonna be in this the sewing station for a minute. I'm actually going to move you guys back with me. I'm sure you're bored of seeing absolutely nothing than the back of my head while I sew. So let me actually show you what I'm doing. If we're lucky, this might be the last stitches we get to do and then it would be the end. Only if we're lucky, of course. What am I already throwing everywhere? I can do this one or two ways. I can stitch the spot first and then finish with the seams, or I can just do the arms. I think I would do this first and then finish with the seams of the arms after this is done. So this is gonna be, it's roughly up to here, so we're gonna start the stitch from about here. Oh, there we go. I'm actually gonna use this to keep all the pins in place. I've been trying to keep my pins together as I sew, but not sure if I've done a good job of it. I'm gonna move this away, guys, so you guys don't have to hear. I feel like my sewing machine is quite loud, but you might not feel the same way, but I do. Hence the reason I'm trying to be considerate. This is me not removing this needles while I sew, and this is the reason I've broken so many sewing needles. Done such a good job till now of not shaking up the whole table. Ouch. Gosh, there is like needles hiding everywhere. Where are you? Come on. There we go. Losing everything that I need. Okay. Now sleeves. So here. Sorry I'm quiet, guys. I'm just trying to make sure that this is actually pinned correctly before we start sewing. So that's the middle and that's the middle aligned. Cool. Okay, I'm going to sort of start from here and work my way round. Wow, it's so heavy. It's actually so heavy. Nice and cozy, but heavy to sew. All right, let's try this. Ow! Sorry guys, the needles, they're everywhere. I feel like I should have probably been using a different footer for this, but it is what it is. sure that I actually got the fabric on the back. So much fabric to work with at the moment. Yay! One sleeve is done. Oh my god, it's actually done. All right. So there wouldn't be a part 3 because I've actually done one of the sleeves and I've put in the pocket. I've done the sleeve. There's just one more left to go, so I can actually show you guys now what the final results looks like with just the one sleeve, and that way I can go off and complete the second sleeve and any minor details that is left. But I do think like we finished this pretty well. There'll be no point jumping back on live just for one sleeve, if I'm being honest, and I think you guys agree with me on that. I don't think there'll be a way to insert the complete look on here when I finish it, but make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed, and you would definitely be seeing a shorts where I'll be showing the final results and also be talking about the complete experience of doing this, because I haven't been live for a minute, so this was actually interesting. It's definitely been a learning process. So this is what the sleeves look like. Can you guys see? This is what this sleeve looks like, completely done. So I'm gonna try it on real quickly and then I can hop off and you guys can go have a lovely evening. So it's a shame we only have one sleeve, but we've done so well, so that is more than good enough. And this is what we're rocking. I need a mirror. I'm trying to show you guys the sleeve that is done so you can see it. I kind of managed to. There we go. This is what it looks like. So I'm gonna do this sleeve next, and I'm also going to just tidy up the pockets a little bit so you don't see the same where I've actually like stitched it together, and same with this side, and that is it. It's actually done. Oh, I might actually add a rope on it as well, so I have like a belt. I might add a belt as well so we can tie it. For next time, I probably leave the sleeve a bit longer, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section anyway. What would you change? What would you add? What would you remove? What do you think of the project? Oh yeah, so let's just move this real quickly. If I move this out of your way, you might be able to see. I hope you guys can see a bit more, but you still can't see the buttons. So this is the part where I've stitched it completely around the seams, and this is the part where I haven't. So I quite like this idea. I'm going to undo some of the stitches here and leave it that way. But yeah, so this is what it looks like with one of the sleeves on. And this is it with the pockets. We got pocket, guys. These pockets were a headache, but I'm so glad we actually got them done. Thank you. Yeah, definitely longer sleeves for sure. If I had enough of this fabric left, I would have actually considered making them a bit longer, but I've used the fabric now to make the pockets, so I don't have any more to make it a bit longer. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I mean, from here you can't even tell it's not finished, right? But when we turn, da-da! I mean, it's not even bad as a sleeveless as well. Like, I might consider leaving it. Actually, sleeves or without sleeves? Quite like it finished with sleeves though. What's the back saying? Guys, what do you think? Do you prefer it with sleeves or without sleeves? Let me know. I do think on this occasion I will add the second sleeves on sleeves. I will definitely add the second sleeve on it, but this is what she looks like. I'm happy. I had this idea for a while and I wasn't actually sure if it's going to work. This feels like a arm muff. Is that what they call it? It's actually nice and cozy. I had this idea for a minute and I wasn't sure if it was going to work. So now that it's worked, I will be doing so many different styles and patterns and seeing how it goes. But thank you so much for, you can see my face now. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and add the second sleeve, and I'm going to do any of the trimmings and any of the work that needs to be done. You'll be seeing this featured on my channel a lot because I'll be wearing it. This is Labor of Love. I absolutely love her. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Speak to you guys real soon. Have a lovely evening and enjoy the rest of your week. Love you guys loads. Good night.